Chapter 7 talks about hope, wealth, and power, and how do we live to what is in what is available to us? How do we actually live in that day to day?
Well, I think when the terms hope, wealth, power, they can be, when I say those terms, I don't know what comes to a person's mind.
Okay.
You know, the question is, do you have hope? And if you do, what is your hope in? Is your hope in your bank account? Is your hope in your health? Is your hope in your abilities? Is your hope, or it may be in all of those things. What are you hoping in? And because we have to have hope, it means we have to have a reason to get up in the morning.
Right.
One of the things that they worked with me with in the Cancer Center was setting short-term goals and long-term goals. You know, what's your goal for this week? Well, sometimes my goal was just to get back for my treatment. That was the only goal I could do. I couldn't think about getting back all week. I could just the next time. Mm-hmm. And that gave me a reason to keep going. But I also had long-term goals. And one was that I wanted to be back on the river, fly fishing, which is my passion, in the same hole that I first felt the pain in. Because it was in that river, fishing that hole, that the first pain I felt came to me, and that pain 2 weeks later was determined to be cancer, and 2 days later I was in surgery, my whole life was changed. And so my long-term goal was in 1 year to get back on that river, in that hole, fly fishing. And I shared that with my doctors, and they said, we'll do everything we can to make that happen. And they did. My treatment was supposed to be over in June, went into July, went into part of August. I had to be back on the river, I think the 8th of September. And I'll never forget, I went into the oncologist finally, and he says, it'd be a little painful for you, but I think you can do it. I think you can make your trip. Let me, and he gave me some stuff and all of this, because that was my goal. And exactly 1 year later, I was on that river, fishing that hole, and I caught a fish. And the best fish of my whole life. Wasn't the biggest, but it was why? Because somehow that gave me hope. I had a reason to get there, and I needed that. And so when we talk about hope, what keeps you going? Why do you get up? And at some point, selfish reasons won't work anymore.
Right.
I'm just not enough to keep getting up for. But our hope is not based in the stuff of this world. You know, there really is something more. And so I can deal with this because there's more. It's that hope in Christ. There really is a life, not just beyond this, but that extends. I mean, it keeps. So, and wealth, you know, what is your wealth? I don't know. What do you consider wealth? Well, you know, we can do, but the accumulative wealth that I can get in this world can be gone like that. The recent stock market
absolutely
proves that. But my father really is a person of substance. Mm-hmm. He is not determined by the economics of this planet. So that means he's a source. Not only is he a source for me, but he's a source for me to become a source. I can live freely with my stuff, you know, and not only my stuff, but with me. with my life. I don't have to reserve, get interest. You know, what's this going to give me? Because he really is the source of all of that. And so it's this awareness, it's this living in not recklessness, but in a divine detachment from the structures and the things that bring a sense of security, but really aren't really very secure. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to work with there.
That's what the book of James talks about. Let the poor boast in his riches.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
let the lowly boast in their high position.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a whole different deal. I have to understand that I'm not determined by the power structures of this world. To the extent that I become entangled in that and see myself, then I forfeit my ability to be prophetic in that, because I become dependent on it. And so I just become another voice in it rather than a voice to it.